Okay, so we are going to apply driver ed rules to our drive home today, and so we're doing a lot of stuff here. First thing is we're using our central vision to track our drive and also notice possible hazards that are coming and predict them. I'm going to talk at free will, so there might just not be very great commentary, but let's see what I can do here. So, looking down the road ahead of me, I can recognize a couple things coming up. One, I've got a turn coming up. My speed limit just changed from the school zone to 40 miles per hour, so I can expect cars to be coming around the corner a little faster. I do notice the conditions of the road are nice and dry and sunny. It's excellent driving conditions. I do also notice that there are some big snowbanks that may hinder my ability to look around them, or for people to notice me as I'm coming around a turn or something like that, or if they're trying to enter the roadway. So right there, I actually missed that stop sign, and there was no line there, and I should have stopped at the imaginary line that the stop sign makes. Instead, I stopped and came to a full stop farther up the hill. It's probably out of just a bad habit of not stopping twice, which is what I should have done in that situation. So again, I'm using my central vision. I'm looking down the road, looking in front of me. I'm using my fringe vision to see if there's anything on either side that's that's creating a hazard for me. I'm trying to predict what I might encounter, like this car on the left here. This is an issue. Okay, they're getting out of the car. Clearly, they're not going to be backing out into traffic, so I can continue on my way. Do see a warning sign with a truck there. And I suppose that means trucks are going to be entering into the roadway. So I'm looking out ahead again, around 13 seconds or so from ahead in the future. So just looking at this intersection here, I can see I have a blinking yellow light, which means that I do have the right of way. The other cars are going to have to come to a complete stop. So I'm just taking a look down that road to make sure no one's coming, because not everyone notices flashing red lights, especially if there's a lot of sun and they can't see very well. Maybe they're not wearing their glasses. I normally wear glasses in this type of weather, sunglasses I'm talking about, but I'm not today just because I'm videoing this at this, while I'm doing this. So again, I've got a corner or a turn that I'm coming up upon. Taking a look at the other drivers, seeing what position their car's in. Like right there, that car's in B, and he's not paying attention. I looked in the window, he's on the phone. Okay? When I saw that, it put me in the C position. The C position is where I prefer to drive on roads like these. Okay? They're fast, they're curvy, there's a lot of blind spots to them. That C position gives me just a fraction of a second more time to adjust to something bad that's happening. Another driver driving the center of the lane instead of over in the C position. Just watching the cars. I do have a car behind me. I'm also looking out my rear view mirror, and he's coming up on me. I know my speed's rather low. I'm only going around 48 to 50 miles per hour. As I come around another blind turn, getting into the C position again. And I'm sure this person behind me is getting frustrated because I'm driving slower than he wants me to go. And my prediction is that at some point he's going to try to pass me. I'm really keeping my eye on him because, as you can probably see, you cannot see the line. You can't see if it's double yellow or a dashed yellow because there's so much grit on it. Okay, just another issue for the road. So I don't know how well he knows the road, but he's quite close on my tail, so I can expect him to. Here's a dash line that I did see. Well, we have oncoming traffic, and he's dropped back some now. I think he's kind of resigned himself to staying behind me. So another blind turn coming up. And again, keeping myself in the C position. We have an issue here with a car that's, okay, backing up, so no longer an issue. And I'm constantly keeping my eyes moving, looking around. Here we got another little issue here going on in the corner of this intersection here. If a car comes out from that road, when I'm looking down that road right now to see there's no cars coming, but if there were, I would have to make some decisions about that. Definitely keep my eye on it. It would be hard for that car to see around that big truck and to get out and take a left-hand lane into my lane. So I know this road very, very well. I know there's a stop sign coming up here ahead, going up this hill. So I'm taking my foot off the accelerator right now, letting myself coast. I'm losing probably, I put it back on, and now I took it off again to coast and let myself, now I'm putting on the brakes very gently. I'm going to come to a full stop before the stop sign. Here's my full stop. The guy behind me, okay, this guy's waving me through. The guy behind me literally almost hit me because he expected me to kind of somewhat roll through and definitely not stop before the stop sign. Okay, so here we have some more issues coming up. We have an S-turn type curve coming up. Again, I'm trying to look down that road as far as I can. I can't see more than around 3 or 4 seconds ahead of me. And I see a big truck, and I'm watching his wheels a little bit. Yep, he's in the C position, which means that it's very safe for me to to go and continue driving past him, right? So I'm always extremely careful when it comes to trucks. Why? Because they have a ton of inertia, much more than I do. So if I have a head-on collision with a truck, he's going to bash me in, and he may survive. I am definitely not going to survive that collision, regardless of airbags and anything else. It's just way too much inertia. Now I'm going straight here, and I'm watching this car a little bit. I know he's taking a right the way he's positioned. Right, he was positioned all the way in C in that turn, almost in D. So I knew he was taking a right-hand turn and not a left. You know, this is all part of the safety system, right? And so I could see the communication that he was displaying. So now I think we might get a dash line. This white car, I would expect him to catch up to me, this car behind me, and to make a move. But doesn't look like he is. So, I'm just, again, kind of watching what's happening, thinking about what kind of issues I might run into out here. You know, what can I predict? I do know that there's an intersection coming up here, and it's a sharp one, so maybe the car will come out here, but not happening. Watching the guy behind me. Now I'm kind of watching the car coming on and seeing where he is positioned in his lane, right in the center. And this one is center. He's in the C, so am I. Okay, now we have an issue coming up. All right, so hill, no shoulder at all. We know people are working here. They look like they're off the road. I'm going to slow way down and going to come around this corner or around this hill very easily. And I'm out of the work zone, I believe, at this point. So, and I got a dash line, so if this white car wanted to, he could pass me. I'm just expecting him to. That's my prediction. I just want to be in a position where if he passes me, I'm not going to be involved in any type of accident. So, as you can see that kind of car came out of nowhere. the blind hills. So we'll have some blind turns coming up ahead. I'm just maintaining my speed. Literally going around 45 miles per hour here, everybody. Just look down at my odometer. And I don't look down very often. Okay, I got another situation, right? Can you identify it? All right, I'm looking down the road, no oncoming traffic, so I really don't need to worry about that walker. But walkers and bikers push cars into your lane. It's important to recognize that and to predict what's going to happen, okay? High snowbanks. People can't see around them without sticking the nose of their car out into your road, into your lane. Be aware of that. Snow brings on other challenges. Even if the road is clear like it is now, it still brings other challenges. Okay, so now I'm down to 35 miles per hour. And I actually used my brakes to get myself down to 35. I realized that this could be a speed trap in here. When you're going from 55 to 35, always expect the police to be hanging around to nab people who are down to speed by the time they pass that speed limit sign. Okay, another blind turn coming up on the left, and I can see once I do turn into it, I'm going to get sun again. I'm going to get some sun in my eyes. I'm going to get some glare. Again, looking down the road as far as I can. Move my eyes around. I don't expect too much to be coming out at me out of these. Oh, here's a big snowbank right here on the right. You know, gotta be a little wary of cars that might be trying to get into the road. Otherwise, I'm enjoying my drive. Here's the end of our 35 mile per hour speed limit, so we might have that guy getting right up on my tail. We have another blind turn right here with some driveways. That's what this thing's about right here. We got a blind driveway coming up. Alright, so I want to be extra careful. And high snowbanks. Look at those snowbanks. Right. Now this guy's probably going to pass me here. I think it's pretty much a straightaway. And you might get a dashed yellow line. Oh, look, we got another car coming. And it's up a hill, so it's hard to see until he's only around 3 seconds away from us. I'm keeping myself right in the C position here. This is where I like to be on my country roads. Here's our yellow dashed line. And I'm going to make a prediction that he's going to go for it. Doesn't really look like he is. So I'm 13 minutes into this video here, but this was some examples of, looking up, looking out, extending that view as far as you can, 13 seconds out, and recognizing when you can't because of blind turns and blind hills, and you're just limited to around 2 or 3 seconds, into the future. So here's another little issue, right? Not a big one. We have a car in our lane. He's backing into his driveway. Not the end of the world. Yep, I took my foot off the accelerator, put it on the brake, just to give me more time to recognize what was happening. And I know a stop sign's coming up in a minute. Taking a look at these cars, making sure nothing's moving. Just in case they're trying to enter the roadway. And here I'm going to stop for now, guys. So this is where I'm going to end my video. I am going to stop right here. There's a white line I'm going to stop at, and I'm going to go. There was not much coming. There was nothing coming on my left. So now I'm on a real highway. This is a state route here. It's 55 miles per hour, and it's going to turn into a 4-lane in just a minute here. You can see there's a meridian sign coming up, so that means we're going to stay away from that yellow zebra stripes on the left. And the guy behind me, watch this. Okay, he's finally, I'm going 60 miles per hour right now, and there he goes, right? Now, does he normally drive that fast on this road? Probably not, but I bet you he's pretty frustrated, and that is kind of like a residual frustration right there by driving that fast. I want to recommend it because I know there's a speed trap right over here too. So anyway, that's where we're going to stop. Well, maybe I'll continue a little bit further. Okay, I'm going 55 miles per hour. I have an on-ramp here on the right. Look over to it, nothing there. I do have a car in my blind spot now, and he is right on my right coming up, and we'll see him in just a minute. And my view, yep, I'm keeping an eye on him, making sure he's not coming into my lane too early. I'm maintaining my speed, right? So he should be going faster than me. All right, now he's kind of blocking my view down the road. I can kind of look off to the left and see, you know, out there. That's kind of where my vision is going. Seeing what's up there ahead. I'm gonna I'm hoping that the car in front of me is going to continue to accelerate and develop that cushion, you know, of several seconds. And I took my foot off the accelerator to kind of help him along with that. Okay, so we can see now a couple things. I'm getting the big picture, right? There's an on-ramp coming on the right-hand side. Doesn't look like there are any cars using the on-ramp, so that's no longer one of my things. Looking in the rearview mirror, there's yet another car coming up to pass me, and he's probably around a second or two behind me, and he's moving on. People don't like to go the speed limit on this road. Okay, and he's just continuing along, and I'm just looking out ahead. So he'll be passing me. Now, that does interrupt my cushion to my left. So leaving myself an out would be, you know, my out could not be on my left right now. There's a car over there. So my out is on my right. Okay, and there's cars behind me. So there's one in each lane behind me. So I know that that's not an out for me. If something were to happen, something was to come into my lane, I couldn't move over to the left now. There's a car next to me, and I can't really just slam on the brakes because there's a car behind me. So my out would be on the right-hand side, and there's a really big shoulder for that too. Okay, so on a road like this, I'm no longer in the C position as much as I am right in the center position. The guy in front of me is in the C position. I guess he might be actually drifting a little bit. Maybe he's drinking soda or something. Not sure. Yeah, you can see him drifting into the D position, so who knows what he's doing. But he's communicating to me that he's not really paying attention to the driving task, right? He's probably doing something else. Right, there he goes into the D position once again. So I know he's not a very reliable driver, right? So I can't count on him, and besides the back of his car is all dusty and nasty. So I really can't count on him to use his indicators or position his car correctly to communicate to me what his intentions are, okay? So the car in front of me, sure, but not this one. Not this one right in front of me. The car in front of him, sure. Okay, so looking out, getting the big picture, keep an eye on the car in front of me. You know, we're going over a bridge. Don't really have to worry too much about the traffic going the opposite way because there's a barrier between us. But I know one thing, when there's a bridge with an exit ramp on one side, usually there's going to be an on-ramp coming up, and sure enough there is. And there's a car on it, and there's a car that's attempting to pass me on the left. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to execute. I'm going to accelerate so that car on my right coming up the on-ramp is not an issue. Okay, so I accelerated there. I executed. I made a decision. I identified a possible hazard, right? I predicted what's going to happen, that car that was coming on the on-ramp certainly wasn't going to lower its speed until the last minute, so I wanted to avoid that conflict altogether, so I sped up. Okay? So speeding up can be a decision, an execution, something that you want to do to avoid a situation. blind turn. Can't see too far ahead of me. Again, we have that somewhat unpredictable driver in front of me. I'm going to definitely maintain my cushion, my space cushion behind him. And I'm actually getting off at the next exit anyway, so you know, and once I get around this turn, then I'm going to use my indicator and let the person behind me know what my intentions are. This has been a really nice drive, nice and sunny. And here's my indicator now. I turned it on, and here's my exit right here. Getting off. I have my foot off the accelerator, took off the indicator light, and now I'm using my brakes gently, and I'm applying more and more pressure, but very gradually and gently. Okay, and I'm applying just a little bit more because I want to come to a complete stop before that solid white line. So now I'm just waiting for the light to turn green. I'm going to definitely make sure that no one's trying to run a yellow or a red light at this intersection before I put myself out there. Okay. Got my indicator on to tell the world that I'm turning left. Taking a look to my left. They're slowing down. Taking a look to my right. No cars there. I'm going to go out of the intersection and make my turn. Okay, and I went into the long lane there. I did because really there's no conflicting traffic really in this lane I want to be in. Okay, so I got glare from the sun right now. That's an issue. I'm stopping my car with space between me and the car in front of me for a multitude of reasons. One is it's a good habit. Two, if he did have a stick, he could actually, you know, come back into my car and hit me. And three, it just leaves room so I can see what's going on. Okay, lots of glare coming off the ground here. Got a little bit of an issue of a guy who wants to open his car door. Got cars parked on the road. I got green arrows ahead of me. I'm looking down. I'm looking over to the right to follow my course of travel, my path of travel, right? So more cars parked on the side of the road. Got a green light. I'm going to continue watching the car in front of me a little bit. Watching the cars coming against me in the opposite lane. There's a bunch of parked cars on that side, so I know that's going to push them more towards the center of the road. Nothing parked on the side on my side, so I'm kind of in the, well, now I'm back in the center. But I kind of got over to the right, over to the C position for a little bit to accommodate the people driving the opposite direction. Okay, so you got a red light. I got my foot on the brake. I'm just gently applying pressure. And again, I'm going to stop so I can see a bit of road between me and the car in front of me. Okay, that's going to allow me to keep my space cushion as we proceed forward once we get a green light. Watching the cars coming in from the opposite direction, and no one's trying to come out from the right and get on into my lane. You know, thinking about what I can predict. Well, that green light was green for a while. Now I'm reaching the point of no return. I'm going to go forward, and my turn is coming up in just a second here. So I'm going to use my indicator once I pass this intersection. Now I got my indicator on, and I'm slowing down. It's like a secondary signal to anyone behind me that I'm turning, and I made my turn. Okay. And one thing I should look at when I get home is, you know, can people see my indicator lights? I don't know how dirty the back of my car is. I have to drive quite a distance every day. Here's my beautiful apartment complex here. So you can see that, yep, road conditions are not as nice as they were on the road, right? So big snowbanks, so we got to be a little wary of any cars coming on. And that's it. I'll stop here.